Hey guys, welcome back. The title of this video is going to be Print Your Amortization Schedule. Okay? What is an amortization schedule? Well, it's a tool that you should get anytime that you get a large loan of any sort, whether it's a mortgage, a car payment, or probably even a student loan. I would recommend that. Now, student loans, I've never had one, so I don't know how that works, but I assume that at some point you talk with a bank and they give you a payment schedule of some sort. That's what an amortization schedule is, okay? They give you a payment so that hopefully that loan is paid off in a certain period of time. And what you should ask for if you don't get is either a physical printout or at least an email of an amortization schedule. Okay? Now, for my 30-year fixed mortgage, which I took out 3 years ago when I was 41 years old, I got a printout at my closing of the entire amortization schedule for my 30-year fixed mortgage. And what is it? It's 57 payments per page, and there's 7 pages here. Okay? Now, why you want to print this out is important. One, so you can actually know what's happening here, okay? So that you can actually feel the weight of what 30 years of debt feels like. It might be light, it's a little piece of paper, but when you look at it, it looks overwhelming, to be honest. Page after page after page of you having to make these payments, right? You should know what you're getting into when it comes to taking out debt, right? Even a car loan. Car loans these days are now up to like 84 months, right? What is that, 7 years, maybe even longer. Maybe there's 96, right? Even one of those, you should get an amortization schedule so you can see the overwhelming amount of dollars that are going to be going out of your pocket for 8 years or 7 years, whatever your schedule is. For a car payment. It's almost a decade, right? Right? It's like a mortgage these days. Get an amortization schedule. Now, I talked about in a previous video, age matters when it comes to paying off debt early, okay? Now, some loans, some people consider good and some people consider them bad. Like auto loans typically are bad, mortgages are good. In my opinion, no loans are good. But hey, so everyone's got different opinions, right? But age does matter. I don't recommend paying extra on a low interest mortgage, especially in your 20s and 30s, all right? This isn't any sort of financial advice. This is just information only. I'll give that disclaimer in the beginning of this video, but these are my opinions. My opinion is in your 20s and 30s, don't pay off your loans, early, invest, and then if you get older and you refinance or you get an upgrade on a new home, then I'm going to recommend you pay it off if you have investments invested in the markets, right? Which I do. So I don't need to go and keep adding to those investments. I've got a good position in the market. I've got plenty of exposure. I don't need to just keep adding like crazy. I continue to add still, but I'd like to pay off my mortgage. So what do I do at the end of each month or each extra payment on my mortgage? Well, I take my amortization schedule out and I have here on the left, the black X's represent where I'm at in real time, okay? Today is around January 1st, right? We just had New Year's. And then the months I highlight are the extra payments that are now paying down my mortgage faster than normal, okay? So I'm like around 7 extra payments in addition to where I normally would be. So I'm all the way up to July 1st of 2025. So I'm 7 months ahead because I've been paying about $250 extra every paycheck. I do it on a bi-weekly basis. I pay my principal. I can do that in my bank. So that's one thing you do have to check if your bank supports that, being able to pay extra either at the end of the month or whenever you want, right? Most modern banks will allow you that. to do that. But if you're not aware of what an amortization schedule is, you've got your payment date, you've got your payment amount, what you pay every month, and then you've got your principal, what goes towards the principal each month, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger each payment, right? So the farther you get ahead in this schedule, the bigger the payments are to the principal, okay? And then it shows you the interest for each payment, and that interest should get lower and lower and lower, right? And then it tells you your ending balance that's on the loan. It also gives you what's called a loan to value percent, right? So I did 20% down on my mortgage. So I started at an 80% loan to value, and now I'm almost to like 73. So I'm almost at 30% equity in what I originally took out for this mortgage, which isn't too bad. But one thing I want to note, which I'm really excited about, is getting to, and I circled it on the second page, when my principal gets bigger than the interest. That's a good feeling. You know, when your principal payments, each payment you make, whether it's additional or your normal monthly payment, is now paying down more on the principal than in interest, that's a good feeling. So for me, it's at month 84. So I got to go 84 months before my payment is going to pay more in principal than interest. Now, this could vary for other people depending on your loan to value ratio percentage. Loan to value percentage, you know, if you only put 10% down, it may take you even longer to get to that little mark where your principal is, your payment is going to pay more in your principal than your interest. So just food for thought there. You know, maybe you might put 30% down and that even gets even lower. So that's pretty cool. But the faster you hammer on these individual payments, extra payments, the quicker this 7 sheets is going to go to nothing. Okay? I know it's daunting. This is 30 years worth. I'll be 71 if I just let this paper, you know, do the minimum payments. If I don't pay extra, I'll be 71. Forget that. You know, I'm going to try to be hopefully 60. That's my goal, right? I took the mortgage out at 41, maybe 19 years. You know, 60 years old. You know, I'll probably retire around 65, 70, something like that. So that's my goal. I think at 62, my kids will be around college. So if they need a little help and my mortgage is paid off, I can help them. Okay? So you should really get one of these anytime you take out any sort of long-term loan. You know, I don't know about payday loans or anything like that, or those long-term. I've never done those. So I don't know if they have amortization schedules. I know they have high interest rates. I don't recommend those, but you know, even those, any type of loan that's long-term, get this thing printed out so you can see what's going on, right? And if you pay extra, just take this little tip, take a little highlighter and just cross it out, cross it out. It's a good feeling once you start to see this thing accelerate, right? My previous home, I never paid extra, so I never got this feeling, which I do now, and I'm actually enjoying it more than I thought. I don't want the risk. I don't want this debt hanging over me. You know, someday I want to retire. I might want to retire in my 50s. If I could get this thing paid off in time, you know, I could retire early. Who knows, right? But, you know, I don't think I'm going to do that because I like to work. I do like to hustle. I like to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's nice to have this feeling of not having debt, okay? You know, I don't care about the arbitrage. I mentioned that in the previous video. I don't care about the 3% interest rate. That's what my mortgage is. I got lucky, took a mortgage out in 2021 and upgraded. I'm at 3%. And I don't care about the 8% S&P 500, that arbitrage, because I want to de-risk my life so that, hey, if I want to, I could go out and buy more Tesla shares if I wanted to, or I could go and buy NVIDIA. Or in 20 years, there's going to be a hot stock out there that I want to buy, right? And if I have a mortgage, I might second guess that, okay? Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money, how to do it, what stocks to buy and what not to buy. But this is my tool, right, to go through this. I'm going to, boom, cross it off, cross it off, cross it off, okay? It may not be for you. Like I said, if you're in your 20s, you should probably invest the money. But I still think this is good to have. You know, even with your regular payments, cross them off. That's a good feeling, man. boom, cross it off, right? Print it out, get it out, and keep it around. Hang it up somewhere on a cork board, okay? So I know this video wasn't super exciting, not a lot of huge financial tips, but it's just a little bit of a tool to use when you're trying to pay down debt, okay? So if you could, and I forgot, you could technically do this on credit cards, I think. It may probably be a little difficult, right? I know the interest rates are kind of variable with those, but you probably could do it. You might be able to ask your credit card company, if you're having some problems with credit card debt, you could ask them, like, what would it take me to pay off my debt in 10 years? Can you print me out an amortization schedule? Can you send me that? Maybe they have that. I don't know. But anyways, if you could, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the tip. And if you could, take a look at my previous video. And everyone, have a great evening. Thanks.